Hello, everyone, wrestling fans! I'm Alex, and welcome back to Ringside Pulse. The relationship between professional wrestlers and the fans who pay to watch them is built on two unwritten rules. First, fans can say and chant whatever they want as long as they stay behind the barricade. Second, wrestlers aren't supposed to physically engage with any fan unless they're genuinely in danger, like when someone jumps the barricade and gets into the ring. Most of the time, this arrangement works fine, but sometimes a fan crosses the line so badly that a wrestler snaps. Let's get into 10 examples of exactly that. As always, let's get into it.
Number 10. Brock Lesnar couldn't take the heat. WWE's decision to bring Brock Lesnar back at SummerSlam 2025 was met with a huge wave of backlash from the start. During Lesnar's time away from the company, his name had come up in John Laurinaitis' lawsuit against WWE, a lawsuit alleging that Vince McMahon had coerced Laurinaitis into a relationship involving Brock Lesnar. Because of this, WWE quickly scrubbed almost every trace of Brock from its programming, and at the time, most people assumed he'd never return. But even with that lawsuit still pending, Brock Lesnar showed up at the end of Night 2 of SummerSlam 2025, F5 John Cena, and set up their match at Crown Jewel the following month. While the match itself drew plenty of criticism, what really went viral on social media happened before the bell even rang. As Lesnar circled the ring, a fan yelled out, referencing the lawsuit, "Hey dumbass, go back to court!" Brock stopped in his tracks and gave the fan a cold, unsettling stare, as if he were genuinely weighing whether attacking a fan right then would help or hurt his public image. Luckily for that fan, Brock was saving his fist for Cena, not for him.
Number 9. Raquel Rodriguez lost her cool. Fans yelling insults at wrestlers isn't new, especially the ones who pay big money to sit front row, close enough to talk right in a wrestler's face. And not every wrestler is willing to let it slide. During the January 2026 episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, Raquel Rodriguez was teaming with Liv Morgan for the women's tag team titles against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. At one point in the match, Raquel appeared to go down at ringside, and a front row fan started filming her while shouting that she was faking the fall. Raquel had enough and snapped back, telling him to shut up, then angrily yelling at him to get up using an expletive. WWE's own cameras didn't catch it, but the video spread online almost instantly. The fan who'd said it later tried to deny any sexist intent behind his comments. In the end, he issued a public apology to both Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for his behavior.
Number 8. The Viper stepped into enemy territory. The one-night stand events WWE ran in 2005 and 2006 gave a real jolt of energy to a product that was starting to feel stale at the time. These shows also gave veteran ECW stars a chance to shine, and several performers who'd been developed by WWE got the opportunity to appear as well. One of those WWE-made stars with no ECW history was Randy Orton. At One Night Stand 2006, he faced Kurt Angle in the night's second match and ultimately lost. But going in, the odds weren't exactly in Randy's favor. Like most WWE talent who appeared at the two one-night stand shows, Randy Orton became one of the most hated men in the building the moment he walked out. Die-hard ECW fans never cared much for WWE-style wrestlers, and they let him have it from the start. The whole arena filled with hostile chants directed at him throughout the match. Yet, against expectations, Randy stayed completely composed. He never engaged with the crowd and never reacted angrily. He just wrestled his match. Because of that, many people later praised his professionalism that night, since not every wrestler could have kept their focus under that kind of pressure.
Number 7. Sami Zayn stood up to homophobia. Given the nature of the wrestling business, unfortunately, there have always been instances of homophobia within it, sometimes from fans and sometimes from bad decisions made by WWE itself, like the storyline marriage angle between Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo. But what happened in December 2019 came from the fan side. During a WWE live event in Daytona Beach, Florida, Sami Zayn had to deal with a homophobic fan. That night, Sami was at ringside as Shinsuke Nakamura's manager. According to reports, a front row fan directed a homophobic slur at Sami. He initially tried to ignore it, but when the fan kept repeating it, Sami's patience finally ran out. Video of the moment later circulated online, and in it you can hear Sami tell the man, "You're a freaking homophobe." Officials and security quickly stepped between the two to keep things from turning physical. Needless to say, Sami Zayn did exactly the right thing here. It's genuinely hard to understand why anyone still thinks any kind of hate speech is acceptable in today's world.
Number 6. Hands off the wrestlers.
People often forget that celebrities have personal boundaries just like anyone else. So when they spot someone famous in public, they sometimes approach without any regard for that person's space. This has happened plenty of times in wrestling. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of fans touching wrestlers inappropriately at meet and greets, and sometimes it happens right in the arena when a fan leans over the barricade to grab a wrestler. That's exactly what happened to CM Punk and Cody Rhodes in March 2025. After the show wrapped and the broadcast ended, Punk and Cody were signing autographs and taking selfies at ringside when an OnlyFans content creator named Morgan Moore touched both of them without permission. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes immediately told her not to touch them. Video of the incident quickly went viral among wrestling fans. What Morgan Moore did was completely unacceptable. Honestly, she's lucky this didn't happen during the Attitude Era, or she might have gotten pulled over the barricade and kicked a few times. That might be a bit of an exaggeration, though. But if it had been Randy Orton, he probably would have done exactly that.
Number 5. CM Punk fought back with a fan. Back in October 2012, he defended himself after a spectator attacked him. It happened at the end of a Raw taping on October 8, 2012. As CM Punk made his way through the crowd, someone kept shoving him from behind, even hitting the back of his head hard enough that he thought he was under attack. The problem was, that person wasn't actually the attacker at all. He was an innocent fan named Charles Smith. Afterward, CM Punk addressed what happened on WWE's official website. He said the whole situation was a genuine mess, upsetting and completely out of the ordinary. He described being trapped in the crowd, someone behind him yelling to push him down the stairs, being hit 3 times in the side, shoved repeatedly, punched, and struck several more times from behind. He admitted he reacted out of anger in that moment and apologized for it, saying he was just glad no one was seriously hurt in the end. As for Charles, rumors persisted for years among fans that he was the same fan famously known for wearing a green shirt in the front row at WWE pay-per-views, and that he'd been paid off by the company because of the incident. But Triple H, as company president, denied the rumor, saying the two were completely different people.
Number 4. Don't mess with the Viper.
These days, it's sadly become normal for wrestlers to be swarmed by crowds of fans the moment they leave an airport or hotel, all demanding autographs. Many of these people aren't genuine fans at all. Their goal is to collect signatures on a huge stack of photos, figures, or merchandise, and then resell everything on eBay at inflated prices. Stars like Rhea Ripley, Sasha Banks, and Rey Mysterio have all spoken publicly about this problem before. But in 2017, it was Randy Orton's turn to have his personal space violated. Randy was working out at a gym in North Little Rock, Arkansas, when a fan approached and asked for a selfie. Randy politely declined, but the fan took the photo anyway, despite his refusal. That set Randy off, and he angrily shouted at the fan for disrespecting his personal space. The fan later claimed Randy's reaction wasn't exactly friendly, but he himself was the one who ignored Randy's polite no in the first place. The moral of the story is simple. If you see a wrestler out in public, respect their personal space, or you might not like what happens.
Number 3. A proper shower for the fans. Triple H's iconic water spit entrance is one of the most recognizable images in wrestling history. But during one episode of Raw in the Attitude Era, Triple H decided to have a little fun with some front row fans. Standing at the edge of the ring with his usual mouthful of water, he noticed a few fans in the front row heckling and shouting at him non-stop. Triple H seized the moment and spat the water directly at them, soaking them completely. Those fans basically got showered in Triple H's spit. To be fair to him, though, he was probably the best-case scenario for that kind of soaking. If those same fans had said the same things to Stone Cold Steve Austin or Kurt Angle, they might have ended up drenched in beer or even milk, and the night could have ended in an actual fight.
Number 2. Seth Rollins isn't cool at all.
Sometimes you can gauge how well a pay-per-view landed just by checking social media reactions afterward. Anyone who logged on after Hell in a Cell 2019 quickly realized it was one of the worst nights in WWE history. A big chunk of the criticism centered on the main event, where Seth Rollins faced the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Referee Rod Zapata ended up stopping the match early due to the intensity of Rollins' attacks, disqualifying him. It was such an odd finish that even X-Pac criticized it during an official WWE livestream. Many fans felt it completely destroyed Bray Wyatt's character, but for Seth Rollins, that was only the beginning of his troubles. The arena was full of chants like, "You screw Bray, and give us our money back!"
After the match, videos surfaced online showing Rollins looking visibly upset and defeated. In one clip, his gaze lands on a fan sign reading, "Seth Rollins isn't cool at all," and his expression looks like he wanted to lunge at whoever was holding it. Rollins later discussed the incident in 2021 on Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions podcast, saying that when he walked backstage, he was genuinely ready to choke Vince McMahon out. No joke. He said Kevin Dunn held him back, that he locked eyes with Vince. Vince looked back at him, but neither of them said a single word, and Vince just walked past him. The next day, once he'd calmed down, Rollins went to Vince's office and told him they needed to talk about what happened and figure out exactly what they were doing because it couldn't happen again. He said the conversation itself was calm, but admitted it took him a while to cool off. In that moment, he'd genuinely been ready to blow up.
Number 1. I'm Japanese, you idiot! Even though the incident itself stemmed from a clearly racist comment, Io Shirai's comeback was so funny and memorable that no list like this would be complete without it. During the December 18, 2019 episode of NXT, Io Shirai was waiting in the ring before her match when a fan shouted at her to go back to China. Despite the fact that Io isn't Chinese at all, she's from Japan. Without missing a beat, Io shot back, "I'm Japanese, you idiot!" then did a split right in front of the fan's face. The clip spread across social media almost instantly, and it still gets shared anytime Io Shirai comes up in conversation. That said, as funny as her comeback was, it's always worth remembering, racism has no place in wrestling or anywhere else.